Jeff Roberts from Magnolia Hoops here with Mountain Brook High School out of Alabama. Coach, if you don't care, introduce yourself and your player for us.
Yes, sir. Tyler Davis, head coach, Mountain Brook High School. Over here to my right, Ty Davis, senior guard for us. Committed. We actually signed with Creighton a couple weeks ago.
All right, Coach, going to start out with you here. Mountain Brook is no stranger to Mississippi. Come over plenty of times, played in the Lighthouse, the hotbed. Get quality opponents every time. What do you think about tonight's opponent? How'd that go?
I think it was an awesome matchup. I think you guys did this. I know when I talked to Vince in the off season and kind of told him a little bit about our roster, I think he did an excellent job of matching us up to where both Booneville and ourselves both got better tonight. Obviously, with them being back-to-back state champs, they're coached extremely well. Had a game plan. They got a lead on us, and then they kind of tried to go slow the game down, go four corners, and force our hand. Which they did, and I'm proud of the way our guys battled. We were able to get some steals to create some possessions there down the stretch, and ultimately have a chance to win it on the buzzer. But at the end of the day, that's a game where we talked about in the locker room where, if say we win that game, there's still a lot of things that we got to clean up and get better at. It's still November. We talk about these games and these different atmospheres we put our players into and teams into. It's to ultimately help us for our February run.
Speaking of the February run, so from that game right there, what's going to help you guys going forward with that February run?
I think if you look at really the difference in the game, we kind of dug ourselves a big hole in the second quarter from the standpoint of we didn't shoot the ball well tonight. And so it was a scenario where I felt like maybe we didn't have great composure from the mindset of we need to take great shots, even though we do like to shoot a lot of threes. I think we have to have a mindset to where it's like, these last four haven't gone down and we don't need to settle. And I think we kind of amped Booneville up a little bit with those shots. And then they were able to hit, like 3 threes there in that second quarter. It really dug ourselves a hole and made the game a lot tougher. I think the way the game was called, where they let a lot of physical action take place. And I'm not complaining, it went both ways. I mean, we shot 8 free throws, they shot 9. So that's not a complaint. That's a good thing. That's what's going to help you in February from the standpoint of you got to be ball tough, you got to be able to play through contact, and you got to be able to get efficiency points. And we had a lot of open possessions there offensively.
There were certain points of the game where it felt like this was a Booneville home game, and I guess it essentially was. Sure. And you guys always have a target on your back. But how big was the crowd tonight? Do you think?
I mean, it was awesome, honestly. Just growing up in Indiana, I mean, the one thing and I've said this a lot, you don't necessarily have certain games that give you that same Hoosier hysteria feel as far as a crowd. We have some rivalry games that it happens, but tonight, when they made their run in the second quarter, you could hear you could feel the energy from the crowd, and so that was great for our guys to feel that, because that's going to be the stuff where you get to playoff basketball, where pressure's kicked in, and it's not just the stuff that's going on in the court; it's all the stuff that's going around you. Can you stay laser focused and stay locked in to do your job? And I think some of our guys kind of lost their composure tonight, but at the same time, that's going to help them in the long run.
So, Ty, I'm going to go to you with pretty much the same question. How do you think that crowd affected you and your other teammates?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know a couple times in that second quarter, there was times we were trying to call plays with a couple of our guys, didn't hear. I couldn't even, sometimes couldn't even hear myself think with the crowd, which is a good thing, Whenever we go, we play at Jacksonville Stand, Garrett knows about that. It gets loud in there. And obviously the state tournament as well. We've been fortunate to play in it a lot, so just knowing how the crowd is for playoffs and comparing it tonight, I mean, it's not the same with how loud it is. So, it's definitely good for us to just experience that early on in the year, so we can be ready for February.
You get denied the ball. I know that's nothing new for you. Probably a couple of games already this year. You've gone through that. How do you keep your composure and keep from getting frustrated night in, night out like that?
Sure. Yeah, just having to deal with it last year, and then obviously every game we've played this year has happened so far. Just being able to trust my teammates and know that they've been putting the work in. Obviously, we didn't shoot it well. The team I didn't either. We didn't shoot it well, but just I'm able to trust my teammates because usually, they're very efficient. They're consistent. So seeing them putting the work in outside of practice and stuff, I'm able to trust them. Usually those shots that we missed tonight usually are going in.
So I know you know the players that have played in this. You've probably been coming for a long time. So names like Devin Booker, Trendon Watford, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, what does it mean to you to be able to compete? It's the same event they did, and here you are going to a high major program as well.
For sure. It's just obviously a blessing. I'm glad the Lord put me in this position to be here and be able to play in the same tournament as those guys that you just mentioned. Last time we were here, we played against James Weissman and Memphis East with Trendon and Alex Washington, some of the guys that we had, and just growing up, I've always dreamed of playing in big games like that. So I'm glad I was able to experience that tonight.
Coach, we're going to finish out with you here. Kind of what he just touched on about the players that's come before, the team that's come before. You come in after Bucky Ball and continuing to lead it. What does it mean for you as a coach to be able to continue on the Mountain Brook tradition and still be able to play at such a high level like this?
I think it's a testament to our players. It's a testament to our administration, and it's a testament to our coaching staff, to where everybody understands what the standard is. I was here the first year with Bucky when it built, and then when he moved on to Sanford, we've been able to continue to be successful. So it's like the players continue to buy in. They accept the role of, there's pressure on us, but pressure's a privilege, and honestly, it's just, I wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, it's a great opportunity for us to every day to go do that. If we didn't have standards to play up to that were that great, then we're not doing the right things. So I've just been thankful for that.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.